guys. Hi.
Sarah and Amanda. We're going to wait a few minutes while people join and watch, so we're just going to chit chat.
Yeah, we started a little bit early for once. Like a whole 2 minutes. Whole 2 minutes early.
We figured then people could join, have a minute to get their drink ready.
This is the best chapstick ever.
And Bath and Body Works is sold out of it right now, by the way. They stopped making it.
It's the rose salve.
So good.
I usually buy like 5 at a time.
They're really good. It stays on forever.
Super soft lips because of it.
Yeah. So we're using our laptop tonight, and we've never done it on a laptop yet. We usually use our phone, so hopefully it still works.
Hopefully
like right now.
You can hear us.
Okay. See,
at least there's one person watching. Okay, the one person that's watching, can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
We're using, yes, Rick. We're using a laptop. Different.
Rick, if you can hear us, can you comment?
Blink twice.
I don't know if you can hear. Can anybody hear us that's watching? We just want to make sure the microphone. Yeah, okay, good.
Yay!
Good sign.
We're new still. One day we'll have this down and it'll be like a super smooth production and yeah it'll be great. But gotta start somewhere.
So mimosas in hand.
Hang on one sec.
She's getting we're gonna stream on Instagram too tonight. So
we're gonna stream in multiple places, so we're getting a few things together. Hi Jared.
We're just letting people join, so if you're joining, we'll start in about 5 minutes.
Oh, like 1 minute. 1 minute or so. Well, we'll see. I figured out how to do it on Instagram. We have to rotate that. How's everyone's day? How's your day going? Jared and Rick and whoever the third person is. 4. Oh, 4 people now. Wow. How's your guys' days?
We had a good day, kind of.
I had a good day.
Yeah.
I sold a car and I wasn't even there. I was drinking wine with her and her mom. Yeah. Turn that off.
No.
Just kidding. All right. So there's live video on Instagram at the same time. There we go. Pro status.
Perfect.
2 live streams going at the same time. So it is now, it's 8:30.
We'll give it like 2 more minutes and let more people join and then we'll get started.
So I got this cup at Kohl's today.
Wait, look how big these hold a whole bottle of wine in them, if you can't tell.
So I was afraid to go beyond the good day mark. Because actually I didn't have a bad day. But yeah, it holds a whole bottle of wine.
Or champagne.
Or a whole bottle of mimosas.
It's like heaven in a cup. I needed a mimosa.
Oh, we have 7 people now.
All right, well,
good.
Can we get started?
Yeah, let's start.
We'll start. We'll just let people join and we'll start asking questions. But first, we have a couple things to talk about.
Yes. So today I figured out how to take our live videos from Facebook and grab the file of it to upload it on YouTube. So
it's pretty easy.
Yeah. Okay, but I didn't know how to do it before.
I figured it out that it's easy.
It is easy once you know.
Yeah.
So now we have a YouTube channel. It's also called
Surprise Advice.
Yes. And all our videos will be on there. Of course, they're not live, which is the most fun because you get to comment as we go. But, you know, we do what we can. So go like and subscribe. Like all the videos, even if you don't watch all of them, it's okay. They're really long sometimes.
They're long, but they're entertaining.
They're good.
I mean, grab a drink and watch them for sure.
Grab a drink. And then also a really cool thing that we're going to be doing really soon, probably within the next week or 2. We're going to have a guest speaker because a lot of you guys send in questions that are related to, you know, sex. And we try really hard to keep it very family friendly in case, you know, the kids are around, which is a lot of times the case. But, you know, it is a pretty big thing with relationships. And so we want to condense all those questions into one evening, and we'll have a guest speaker who was a manager of an adult store for a while, so she knows like everything pertaining to that.
That reminds me of that show. Remember Fox, Texas, Joe Hansen? That old lady? You remember?
No, I just grew up.
I
just grew up listening to like Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes.
Yes. I used to always sneak that in my bedroom at night. My parents never knew.
I'm sure. I feel like they did. I feel like our parents know everything.
Mine didn't.
So, all right. So, we're going to get started. First, I just wanted to say one quick thing. So, obviously, we all know that I have the Carolyn Foundation. We help kids and some adults that have epilepsy and other neurological disorders. And part of that job is people pass away unexpectedly of seizures a lot or surgeries. And today we actually lost a little girl. She's 5, and I went and met her 2 weeks ago. I went and met her and her family, and she was like an awesome kid. Like obviously it's always sad, but sometimes I just connect more with others than I do. And she was great. She had a cute little personality, super funny, loved Trolls, loved Frozen, like every little girl does. But she lost her life today. So I just wanted to like take a moment of silence for her and her family. I can't imagine what her parents are going through. We as a foundation, we're going to redo her bedroom for her in Trolls theme. So that was our gift to her, but she didn't make it long enough for that. So we will be helping out with funeral costs. So anyway, just like a moment to remember her and think about her family. And cheers to Ella.
I was going to say, what was her name?
Yes.
Cheers to Ella.
Cheers to Ella. All right, so our first question, Amanda.
1 second. Thank you, Rick. He said, we look great along with the tree. Yes, Kara does a good job on her tree.
I do love Christmas. I got it for my mom. You should see her house.
I did, like an hour ago.
Minutes ago.
And it was actually really nice.
It's beautiful. It's always super cute. But
I really enjoyed it, actually. Carol Jones said, me too, Loveline. Yep.
Who didn't love Loveline?
It was awesome.
All the good things are gone.
Yes, like no one does those anymore. Yeah. That's how I learned about sex growing up.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Who didn't?
Because you could talk to your parents about it. That's not cool.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're always like, they don't know anything.
Yeah, you're like, oh, my parents know nothing. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
That's what I was saying. That's a question.
Oh, yes. So first question is, what is your best beauty hack?
Mine would be probably, so I use a lot of lip gloss, but I prefer the matte look, but I can't really buy every color in a matte finish. So you put concealer on your lips and then lip gloss over it in any color or style, and it's matte finish and it stays on like almost all day.
Wow.
Whenever
I see people with matte lips, I always think, don't your lips feel so dry?
Not when you have concealer and the lip gloss on them.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I just always wondered.
They look dry, I guess, maybe. I'm not having it on right now.
Well, my beauty hack is I actually get fake eyelashes put on, eyelash extensions, every 2 weeks. It costs like $35, and beyond that, I don't even wear makeup because
it's beautiful.
Well, thank you. And good skincare. So if you take really good care of your skin, you shouldn't really have to put on really concealer and anything else. I don't really have the time to do it all, so I just pick what's easiest, is get fake eyelashes and lip gloss it up and smile a lot. I don't know.
You have a beautiful smile.
Thank you. You do too.
Thank you so much. So our next question.
So someone else asked, they said, my husband and I have 2 kids. One is his and one is mine. So they have his and hers.
Oh.
Everything was great, kind of with co-parenting and learning, to deal with that blended family through dating, moving in, and the first couple years of marriage. But now they're in their 3rd year of marriage. And she feels like she's doing everything for the household, like with chores, basically. Like they both work, so both adults work, and then she just feels like she has to do everything at home, like dishes, laundry, cooking, just everything. And she's just getting really stressed out. She doesn't know how to handle that.
So I guess I think that's probably a common problem. Obviously, sometimes you have to remind somebody, especially a guy, about cleaning and chores and things like that. But for me, if I had, obviously it's just me and my girls. But I would think a calendar. I have a lot of married friends. I think we all do. and there's just her and I that are single. Anyway, but like, okay, so one of my really good friends, she has this huge, I mean, it's like basically her whole kitchen wall, because then they can write like the whole day, like the whole month out. So they have like the menu, they have who's doing what, who's picking up what kid, who's going to this sport, who's going to that sport. And I feel like life is so busy, sometimes you just forget. And so I would try and be on the understanding side of being a wife and maybe be like, hey, look what I got. I got us this calendar. And now we can sit down and figure out who's doing what each night or day, or who's cooking, you know, where we're going. And but also maybe just maybe she just needs to sit down. Obviously, she's already tried to talk to him, but just communicating effectively, like, I'm doing this and this and this and this. You know, all the things you're doing, plus everything else for the family and your son and my daughter, whatever. And hopefully he'll be on board, because it's different than like my parents. My mom would have like, she had part-time jobs and stuff like that, I think, but my dad's always been the provider and mom took care of the house, and those were the defined roles. But now with us all working and us all having to pay bills and blended families and everything, everyone needs to contribute, I think. Yeah. I think that's fair to ask.
I think, yes, being organized about it is going to be a really good thing, because sometimes I think if you're working a lot, you kind of get lost in being really busy working. And so you don't realize how much slack the other person is picking up. And you don't even know.
Yeah, and like she said, she appreciates that he provides, but she's providing too, even though she makes less money. I think men get focused on that because that's how they're raised and things are ingrained, I guess, because I'm not a guy. But from what I've heard, that's in them. And so the domestic side of things doesn't come so natural. Yeah. But it can totally take a toll, especially when your kid's a little older and there's sports and all these activities and then running the house and grocery shopping, paying bills and all that. It shouldn't fall on one person.
Yeah. And then also if they have tried talking about it, but it's not really working out like effectively, sometimes just taking the emotion out of that talk, because if you start getting really emotional, it really tends to shut the other person down. Yes. So there's a good book called How to Talk So They Will Listen, and How to Listen So They'll Talk. Mm-hmm. So if you're struggling with that, with communication in your even relationship, not just marriage, that's a really good book too to kind of check out. Man, I wish like that we took our own advice, because we get really good. Like, I've read all these books too, and
I have a bin of books that I've read, and I feel like I need to reread them.
No, I really need to take my own advice.
I can read it. You know, there's that saying.
Doing it is what sucks.
The biggest mistake is we listen to reply, and I think that's even with talking about, you know, household duties and stuff. Yeah, actually listening to what the other is saying is important.
Yeah.
So, next question we have is, how do you balance? How do you balance family, working enough to make good money and provide, spend time with family, and take care of yourself, have friends, have hobbies, and so on? How do you balance all of that?
That is a hard one, because yeah, that person's had a really good point, is that balance equals happiness.
Yeah.
Because obviously just having too much of one thing isn't good. Like having too much money or like working too much obviously is not balanced. Right. Spending too much time with your family equals probably not working enough to make enough money for your family, so that causes stress. Like, you have to balance all those things out so that you can really be happy. Mm-hmm. And that's a hard one that I still am struggling with. I'm trying to figure that out. And I tried some different things this year and it didn't really work. So now I'm going back to where I was. Yeah. But what I really think is the biggest kind of thing is just cutting out all BS. Like, it sounds simple, but figure out what in your life is causing stress and BS, whether it be, you know, a friend or a family member or a hobby or anything you're doing that's really causing problems in your life. Cut that out, because those problems are going to be time suckers. So then you also need to remove time suckers out of your life. So figure out little life hacks, like how to grocery shop more effectively so it takes less time, or figure out how to make things take less time. And then you can have time to prioritize the things you want to spend time on. Yeah. And then you can have more balance.
Quality over quantity. Yes. So whatever you're doing with your time, make sure it's quality. Mm-hmm. Because this person sounds really overwhelmed. My dad actually gives really good advice about that, just kind of like focusing on what really matters. But I think she had a great answer. I don't really know how to add to that other than priorities. Really need to narrow those in and focus on what's important, I think. And sometimes, like, honestly, the older we get and we have kids and family, like, there just isn't as much time for our hobbies that we once had. And that sucks. And that's, like, we start to lose ourselves and go through this whole phase and stuff like that. But I feel like our hobbies and our friends and stuff like that are kind of the first to go because we made a choice to have kids and get married. And not me, but all of you other people out there got it right. But that should be your focus and your priority, I think. Like, what is it? God, for those that believe, God, marriage, kids, family, career.
I don't remember the order.
I do, simply because I had this discussion with somebody fairly recently. That's the only reason I remember it. I had to Google it.
I don't remember.
You have to listen to her. Yeah. So that's it.
So Joe said that's one huge glass of goose and pineapple. Well, it's actually a mimosa, but you're very close. And yes, it is a huge glass. It's like as big as my head. And then Rick also asked, do we ask questions now or later? You can put them in at any time.
Anytime we'll just.
And then we'll pick them like when we run out of our questions. Which one?
Anyone else?
Oh, I get to pick off the list. So someone else had a scenario that's kind of parenting and relationship related. They said he lives with his girlfriend, or the girlfriend lives with him,
right?
And they've been together about a year, and he has a child. She has no children, and so she's kind of coming in as like, almost a stepmom. But he has the kids every other weekend, and on the weekends that he does not have the children or child, she wants to just go out with her friends and party and not be around.
No, it's when he has the child.
Oh, sorry, I misread it. So when there's no kid, she's happy to hang out with him for the weekend. Mm-hmm. But then when he has the daughter, it's a daughter, right? Then she wants to go out and not hang out as a family. So he wants to know what he should do or how to handle it.
I think the situation is unique to everybody. Kind of, I guess it's your perception on what dating a single parent would be. For me, as far as my expectations go, or how I would be if I was, I guess I have kids, so I don't know how to get in that mindset, but I would assume if I didn't have kids and I dated somebody with them, I'm taking on a role as a mother, as a stepmom, as a role model. And so, as moms, we sacrifice our time out with friends and things that we want to do or used to do because we want to spend time with our kids and we need to spend time with our kids. And I would wonder what message that's sending to him, because obviously his daughter is probably number one. And so if she's out all the time and not spending time with them, what is that telling him? Like, how serious are you? How do you feel about my daughter? How do you feel about me? So I think he has every reason to kind of question that. I think if I was in that situation, maybe one night a month I go out and get wine with the girlfriends or something like that. But when you date a single parent, you're signing up to be a member of that family and a role model. And I think that it's actually very selfish of her to be spending all of her time when they have the daughter around out with her friends. I think that really sends a message that she's not taking it as serious as he is. Yep. So I would just make it clear, like as a single mom, when I'm dating somebody, I would make it clear what my expectations are and what I'm hoping to achieve as a family and what's reasonable to me and what's not. And that's for my kids. It's not me being controlling or telling that person what they need to do, but that's the example I want for my kids. And so that's what will happen. And that's how it is. So
I think you really hit the nail on the head with that. Cheers. Okay. The only thing I would add is that she's basically showing to him and the daughter her level of seriousness in the relationship. So if she's not going to take it seriously of like, hey, the daughter's here and I want to make a good impression and I want to start building a relationship with the daughter too, mm-hmm. That kind of, I really feel like shows lack of seriousness in the relationship.
Yeah, that would be
really all I have to add.
And I think you come in, it's like you have to adjust. And it's not that like they've been together for a month. They've been together for a year. So you've had that time to adjust to being, she lives there. So she's an example. And so she's had that time to adjust to being a mother figure. And so there's really no excuse. And I can't even imagine being in that place and spending all the time with my friends. I don't know. Maybe she's not in it for the long haul is what I would think at that point.
Travis said something good. He said, it sounds like she wants to be a part-time girlfriend and doesn't want the whole package. And it's going to give the kid some sort of complex. But I was going to think the girlfriend doesn't like her if she leaves every time she comes around.
Right.
And I agree. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You should definitely try to,
And to me, that would affect my
child.
respect for that person. As a child, I would have a hard time respecting the person that doesn't spend any time with me and chooses all of these other things ahead of me, even if that's not my real mom or dad.
That kind of ties into another question that we had, actually, is, and I'll say the question, but I'll say how it ties in.
Yeah.
There's,
yeah.
They said, my fiance always disagrees with how I parent my child, with their child. So they kind of fight about it, and he says, like, don't do this or do that instead.
He is actually
so wondering,
stepdad.
yeah. So they're wondering what kind of role of discipline do I have, because it's not his child, but by the relationship, it is. So it kind of goes back to the other question where it's like, you do have to build that relationship with the child and not just be gone all the time and then expect to come in for discipline only.
Yeah. And with that guy, I think it's never right to disagree, no matter if it's a biological child, a stepchild, adopted child, whatever it is. You should never disagree in front of the child, because that totally undermines them, and the kid loses respect for the parent, obviously. But I think that when you're asking somebody to come in and be part of your family, everything is earned. So if I was to move in with somebody next month, obviously in the beginning, I would not really need him to do any parenting other than, yes, no, things that are easy, but no discipline, because my kids they don't respect him yet. They don't know him. They don't trust him. And so I think in time, as trust is built, a step parent should have almost equal rights as another parent. So many people say that, oh, he's just the stepdad, she's just the stepmom. Yeah, but they take on a huge role, and I respect anybody that comes into the family with there's already kids and there's the exes and everything. And so I think that step parents should have equal rights and responsibility. I don't know, like a spanking and things like that. That's a gray area for me. But
it just has to be talked about before, so communication.
Yeah, and if I was to get married again, and I'm only disciplining my kids, and then the guy that I'm with is never disciplining them, that's going to be kind of weird too, And so I just think the whole step parent thing it doesn't matter. Like, whoever's there to raise and love your kids should have the same rights, I think, for the most part.
Like my oldest son, his stepdad, he's been in his life for 10 years now. And so he plays a really big role in parenting, which I really appreciate. And sometimes we do fight about how to parent. It is an issue.
And that happens. But that's the thing too, is like,
just talk about it though.
Yes, you have to talk about it. But okay, so if my ex-husband and I were still together and we were raising the kids, then we're gonna have fights, and it's like equal, in my opinion, automatically. But I feel like if you bring in somebody into your life and you fight about it, you can't be like, well, I'm the mom, or I'm the real mom, or like, don't use that, because this person's coming in helping you provide, caring for your child, and they're raising an opinion or something about parenting that needs to be respected.
So someone has a really good point here to add, and they said, when would be the right time to introduce your children to a new relationship? You want to move on to that one later?
No, we can do that.
Oh, okay.
I would say when for me, I don't think that there's a time on it. Like, I know people that introduce their kids the first date, which I don't agree with. I know people that wait a year, and like, to each their own, but I feel like in your heart when it's right. When you see yourself with that person for the long haul, and you see them being a good role model and a good parent and all the qualities that you're looking for, and you feel that, then that's the right time for you. And I think that every relationship is different. I don't think if you say, oh, I waited 3 months. Sometimes relationships don't work out even after 3 months, or, oh, I waited 6 months. Like, I know people that waited 6 years to get married and they were divorced 6 months later. I know people that waited 2.5 months to get married and 8 years later they're still married. So I don't think anything in life you can put an actual time limit on it. You have to feel in your gut and your heart and your brain, all of it, that it's the right time, and follow that.
Yeah. When I was getting divorced, they make you go through a child parenting class.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that they say is, like she said, there's no time period really to put on it. Mm-hmm. But as what you should really ask yourself is this person going to be, kind of a permanent fixture, or is it just kind of a passing phase? So if you feel in your heart that this person is going to be probably a permanent thing in your life, then yes, introduce your kids. But you don't want to be constantly
No.
introducing new people after new people after new people. Then it's hard for the kids because they get attached.
Right, they get attached, and you're kind of teaching. I feel like I'm also like a role model to my daughters. You know, I want to teach them what they're supposed to look for and how ladies should be treated, and you know, I'm a role model as a mother, and so that's what's most important. But I do think following everything, you know, your gut, your heart, everything has to feel good, and then do it.
Yeah, I completely agree. So I saw some other questions come through up there. Do you want to cover those later, or do you want to check them out really quick when I check on what we have here? We covered that one.
I'll look at the rest.
So really quickly, last week someone asked us what's the appropriate level to drink at like a family friend's New Year's party, and we kind of covered that one already. We got another one that we'll cover really quickly. What's the appropriate level of drinking at a holiday work party? So I think it's kind of the same answer on that one too, where it's like kind of match the other people around you, but mostly your boss. Keep an eye on what your boss is doing, because you never want to be more drunk than your boss. No. So your boss can never be like later, like, hey, you got really drunk. But if they were that drunk too, then you'd be like, well, so did you. So did you.
How do you remember?
Yeah, how do you remember? You're blacked out. So just match your boss. Match your boss's level of intoxication, and you should be golden.
Like match your effort.
Yes.
That's alcohol. That's what I do.
Yes.
So Rick had a question. Want to take that question?
So Rick asked, if you hurt a really good friend so badly that it hurt all the way to the heart, how do you rebuild the trust that you have had together again, because you were such a jerk and disrespected this person, which is something you never ever wanted to do. The friendship is so special and want to know how to fix it, and you know an apology is nowhere close enough.
Wow, what did you do? What would you say you'd have to do?
I don't know how to answer that one, because I don't really know the circumstances surrounding it.
And it depends on like the person too. Like certain, you know, like if I hurt her, I would have to do one thing. If I hurt somebody else, I mean, everybody has different needs and wants and things that like get them in the heart. If you really hurt this person though, I don't know.
I would say because since I don't know the circumstances.
Yeah. Do you want to explain anything about the circumstances?
Yeah, you can definitely explain circumstances. But more than anything, I would just say talking to them and say, even just expressing how you express it. Just say, I hurt you so bad that even an apology isn't enough. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else I can do to make it up to you or to make it better? What can I do to fix this? Because I value your friendship. Because that's really powerful to tell someone, like, I really messed up and I really value your friendship. I don't want to lose you as a friend.
And explaining why, maybe like kind of the root. Like sometimes people want to know, like they want to feel like a justification or a what is that word? Closure.
Oh, yeah. Because again, we don't know the circumstances of what it was. Mm-hmm. What if what could he have done? Maybe he slept with her mom. I don't know. Just I'm trying to think of like the most crazy bad thing. Maybe he wrecked her car.
That wouldn't be so bad. Well, I mean, it would.
I would be really upset.
No, it would be really bad.
If someone wrecked my car,
that would be like an accidental thing, though.
I know.
So even if it's an accident, I feel like there's a difference between accidental and intentional.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I really love my car.
So I got this question today. How do you save for Christmas presents for your kids and your family? And when do you even start buying them?
Oh, Kara's gonna have to take this one because I suck at this one.
Well, I don't know. I used to suck at it. I would like wait until right before Christmas, like the payday before Christmas, and then I'd be broke till like January. But I learned that lesson for several years. And so now I actually put money away. Like every time I get paid, I put it into an account called Christmas.
You're so smart.
And yeah, and then like and then I have this other account, which probably a lot of you have it, but like it rounds up your debit card purchases and it goes into the account too.
What is that?
Is
it like an app? Or
no, it's like your bank account? Yeah, it just rounds it up. So I do that too. And then I start buying like right after Christmas, but I really start shopping like around summertime. And I stash money away every month, so that helps. And I try and have everything except stocking stuffers I try and have done by December 1st. But this year it's like I have a couple more things to get. But I just like to stress about it. Like Christmas is already such a stressful time of year as is. And so I like to just have it done in advance. And if you like put money away, especially like off of your debit card, you don't realize how quick 50 cents, 75 cents, 30 cents, like it stashes away, and then you don't miss it. You don't even know that it's gone, and then it just goes into that account, and then you start shopping with it. And like bigger purchases I plan for. So like, can't say right now, but I got my kids a couple bigger things, got my mom and dad a couple things. So like I just slowly chip at those rather than waiting. And I got you obviously something huge.
Yeah, I got you something huge. I'm just forgetting it for now. Just kidding.
Yeah.
When I was shopping earlier, my older son asked me, "Is that for Kara?" I was like, "No, okay, no, she already has one.
I already have one."
I was like, I just wanted to get one like hers.
So speaking of, look how cute this is really quick. Look at these Christmas.
I know, her nail looks so good.
Isn't that cute? By the way, that took 2.5 hours to do because it was like all freehand.
Ugh.
It took a long time. Does anybody have any questions? We have some more, but does anybody have any questions they want to throw in and ask? Guessing. So let's see. What other questions have we had? Oh, the tattoo question.
Oh, yes. Someone asked, what is the worst tattoo that you could ever get?
For me,
You
go first.
Okay.
I already know what hers is.
So I think the worst tattoo you can get is obviously your significant other's name, because as we know,
it does. It's like it thinks.
It is. It's like the curse of death in a relationship. But as we all know, unfortunately, not all relationships work out, and actually most don't now.
They don't.
So why would you want to put that on your body forever? I mean, when you do it, I know you have every intention of being with them forever, and it's a sweet gesture, really.
Or maybe wait, because a lot of people do it like when they're dating because they're like really excited, or like and it's just like, but like I do know a couple people that waited till like 5 years and 10 years.
Yeah,
and that was so good. Like you made it. Clearly, you're probably going to make it at that point.
Yeah,
but I think that's fine. In the beginning, it's basically saying this is how it works.
I'm insecure enough that I want my name on your body forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. I would say like a worst tattoo though for me would be I don't really know. You know what I don't like, and probably some of you have this, and it's not the worst tattoo, but the only one I can really think of. Actually, yes. Here's the, oh my God. Okay, so you remind me. Okay, so the worst you can get is when you're 18. I was 18 when I went to Florida for like a spring break kind of deal, and I was like totally getting a tattoo because I'm 18. And my favorite animal in the world is dolphin. So one would think that I would get a dolphin, right? So I was looking at I was at the tattoo place, and I was so like impatient. I used to have a problem being really impatient. So I was going through the book, and I got to B because obviously it's before D. And I was like, oh, let's get a butterfly. And it was like the ugliest butterfly on my tailbone. So I called my mom. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm 18. I got a tattoo. And I called my mom. I'm like, hi, Mom. Guess what I did? And she's like, you got a tattoo. And I was like, how did you know? And she's like, whatever, 18. And she's like, so did you get a dolphin? And I was like, oh my God, no, I didn't make it to D in the book. So I got a butterfly. And she's like, why? Because I never even liked butterflies. So that's the worst thing you can get is like not thinking about it, like impulse, rushing through the book, not getting to the right letter. It's a bad thing. And and now it's back there. And it's not a cute butterfly even.
I think it's cute.
Oh. Thank you. So yeah, next question.
I don't have any more written down, actually. We can grab some of those cards.
We have more.
My son, again, while we were shopping, surprised me and said, Mom, you should get these question cards.
Her son and my daughter are going to end up together.
Then we'll be family soon.
Yeah.
One of our daughters and one of our sons will end up together.
We have 2 girls and 2 boys that are the same age, so it's just kind of, it's destiny.
It's gonna happen.
Sure. Inslee wants to say hi real quick. Come here, little bug. He's so patient.
She is.
Come say hi.
Hi.
Do you want to tell a joke? Go ahead.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Inslee.
Inslee.
Oh, I haven't met her before.
Oh, that was funny. Next question. Let's grab one of these. We have questions all like right here. Just tons of them.
So if you were only able to eat one food for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Tacos. Absolutely. Tacos hands down. Every day. Tacos and watermelon.
No, one. That's
Tacos.
two.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Well, what if we were together where we could only eat one food each, and I picked pizza and you picked tacos, and then we kind of like slip each other like a slice of pizza here and there, or like you could slip me a taco once in a while.
That's a good idea.
Because you took my answer of tacos.
Oh. Really? Who doesn't like tacos? I could eat tacos forever.
If you don't like tacos, you should probably just get out.
I actually have a question. Yes, that I forgot about. This is a question for all of you that are actually watching, so if you could comment, or maybe Amanda will know because I don't know the answer. Okay, because we talked a lot about relationships and social media and all of that stuff. How do you prove that you can be trusted when it comes to social media, when it comes to phones, when it comes to the email and all that stuff? Because there's really no way, unless you're like, here, look, all the time. Like, it has to do with integrity, obviously, you know. But how do you really prove that?
I mean, I don't think you, for one, should have to. But secondly, I don't know that you really can, because you can always delete messages and you can delete comments and you can delete anything and it just goes away. So there's really no way to prove it.
There's not. And there's those private, like you go on Messenger and you can have private conversations. You
Yeah.
can do a private browser. Like,
so really you should
there's no way.
have to get in that situation where you have to prove it, I think. Because
no, but the person was asking, like, how do you even show it? How do you prove it? Like, you do have to prove it, because like when you meet somebody, you have to earn their trust. How do you prove that you can be trusted? And, you know, that's what they're asking.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know.
Kind of impossible.
I know, because like I said, because like I've had people that would always show me what they wanted to show me, like, here, look at this, look at this, look at this.
Yeah.
And then it was just them manipulating me to think I could trust them. And then later I found out I couldn't. And I don't know, it's hard. But there's really no way to prove it, I don't think.
My
maybe consistency.
Years ago, I was going to see a counselor, and he had been married for like at that time like 40 years, and I was like, how do you do it? and he was like, he told me a few things, but he's like, but one thing that I've always held true is something his pastor told them when they first got married, and it's that you should always act in each other's absence as you do in each other's presence. And he was saying, so, you know, obviously guys will be guys together and stuff like that, but he's like, I will never text, call, have a conversation with another woman that I wouldn't have with my wife sitting right there. It's absolutely inappropriate. And so I think if we all had that mindset, the world would be a totally different place. And I'm not saying nobody ever has like an inappropriate conversation, but I think if most of the time we kept that in our minds, you know, that person's still with us, even though they're not there physically, we have to respect them and honor them. But I think that trait is kind of lost in most cases nowadays.
Yeah.
So
I agree. That's a hard one though.
It is hard. It is hard because you can't really prove it. You can't, I mean, how do you do that? And how do you trust? Trust is hard. Even like, yeah. So.
Well, I don't think we have any more questions. Like I said, we made our YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So just search for it in the search bar, Not Your Mother's Advice. And then it'll come right up and you can hit subscribe. And you can like all the videos. You can see all the past ones. We'll upload this one shortly as well. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a guest speaker soon to answer all of your burning questions about sex.
If you guys have any ideas for like themes we could do, I had a couple ideas for experiments we can do as moms just to kind of like have fun. If you have anything like that you'd like to see or that you would be interested in, just email us.
Yeah, message the page. Or Kara. Oh. It's backwards, so Kara, or myself, or we have a Gmail too. It's Not Your Mother's Advice page at gmail.com. Mm-hmm. And as always, we really appreciate you watching, and we love comments throughout the videos. We love the interactions, and hopefully eventually you'll start sharing what you're drinking with us. Mm-hmm. You know, just in the comments, be like, hey, I got my wine, or hey, I got my beer.
Totally.
You know. This is just meant to be a really fun time to kind of hang out and talk about some serious adult things, because adulting is hard.
And sometimes it's who do you talk to? You know, like a lot of these things we talked to tonight, it's like like when I'm in a relationship, a lot of these are relationship questions. I don't want to talk to my friends about it constantly because I don't want my friends to form an opinion about the person I'm with. I don't want to talk to my family, or maybe they're not going to understand. And so it's nice to just have like an outlet of somebody that doesn't even know you, non-biased, non-judgmental, and you can be totally anonymous. So I mean, some of the questions we've gotten, it's like they're very personal. Like our first video with the butt sit. Who do you ask about that, right? I know who I'd ask. So who? Me? Oh no, I said I don't know. I mean, I would ask her. Yeah, I might have thinking like, who would I ask that question to? So it's nice to have like an anonymous person to ask questions about.
Yes.
That.
So we hope you had a really great day today. We've been doing research on which days have the best viewing times, so we'd appreciate feedback too on
what days are best for you.
Days are best.
And time. We've tried all different times. We want to know what time is best for everybody.
It's all been an experiment so far.
Yeah.
So we're taking all that data into consideration. We'll look at all the Facebook data for the page, and then we'll have a pretty good set schedule after that. And we appreciate you all. Thank you for watching.
One last thing. I was just in the meeting for today. Pretty soon we're going to have merchandise that says "Not Your Mother's Advice."
Yeah.
So shirts, hoodies, hats, maybe even a journal or two, or I don't really know yet, but we're going to have stuff that you can buy and have. So anyway, we'll see you on,
we'll announce the date later.
We don't know yet. We haven't decided.
We'll announce when they're coming on next. Thank you all. We love you. Have a good night.